Okay, Keyshawn. So, question is, was last night more about the Clippers collapse in the fourth quarter or LeBron just going crazy hot?
LeBron going crazy hot.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a Clippers collapse. If you think about it, 20 seconds or so into the fourth quarter, they go up by 21.
21.
It was 19. At halftime, it was 14. A 14-point deficit at halftime, Skip, is not a big, as you know, that's not a big number. 19's not a big number when you're talking about the NBA. When you're talking about, because if you can hit threes, you close that gap. If you can get and ones, you close that gap. That thing went like this. Shh. Yep. I was sitting, eating, and I happened to turn to the right, and we were down by 19. Take a little more. Turn to the right, we're down by 21. Turned again.
Well, did you even turn, or did you just quit watching?
No, I kind of, when we went by 21, I kind of said to myself, damn, I think we're getting ready to lose. And then all of a sudden, the next time I looked, I believe we was only down by like 11 or something like that.
Yep.
And then I'm like, oh.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden it was 106, 106. And then Rui boomed from the corner to three. We was up by 3.
And then D'Lo hit another 3.
And then D'Lo hit one on the other side of the court.
Yep.
And so I'm like, oh, yeah, it's over now. And then we started playing defense.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, LeBron gets the steal, the turnover. And you say to yourself, Skip, it's over. Now we rolling. So I think it was more about LeBron going crazy, them playing defense, opposed to the Clippers collapse. You're looking at the 21, or people looking at the 21-point deficit, is saying it's a fold. But 21 points in the NBA, it's not a lot at the start of a quarter, man. It's really not. But, hey, what more can you say other than I told you so, Skip, that the Lakers were going to win this basketball game?
Well, you did, but I also told you I thought they were going to win this basketball game, even though they were weirdly 3.5-point dogs. It was a Clippers home game, so it was allegedly a Clippers sort of crowd. They should have had more season ticket holders in there. But LeBron shut that crowd up and down, right?
And it felt like, to me, late in that game, he said to himself, not in my house. This is not getting ready.
I agree with that.
This is not getting ready to happen here. And when he hit the 3 at the top, he pulled the 3 at the top. I said, oh, okay, he's feeling it tonight. And then he came back down again. He tried a 3. It didn't go in. We missed that opportunity, but then D'Lo wound up hitting it. So then it was like, okay, we settled down. We're good now. But you could tell, for whatever reason, he didn't feel the need to want to lose to the Clippers last night. He just didn't. And I know you probably got some old little trick back there in your little notes where you're going to come up with some excuse as to why and what, instead of just saying he was cooking the way that he was. I'm waiting for you now.
Well, I don't have any tricks. I can't make anything up. It either happened or it didn't. I don't fabricate. I just spit facts at you, and you usually have no comeback for me. So I'm trying to be nice to you today, and now you're daring me to run over you again.
Because I know.
You want me to run over you?
But I know you got something.
Okay.
I know you got something. Oh, there was a turnover here. See, if he didn't do this, if he didn't make his free throw there, it's something. And I'm just waiting for it.
Well, I will say this. It did surprise me as I looked harder at what happened, that over the last 4 minutes and 36 seconds, LeBron didn't score a single point. But to your point, I'm agreeing with your overall premise. I thought LeBron shot them right in the heart. I thought he said, this is it. It's going to be my turn, my house, not yours. It's your home game. It's my house.
Yeah, absolutely.
I own this house. And this year, your Lakers have owned the Clippers. Remember, when Ty Lue took over, they won 11 straight games against your Lakers in the Ty Lue regime. And I'm saying, well, they just own you. And all of a sudden this year, you have won 3 out of 4 games. Now, just for the record, just for the Clipper fans who might be watching us right now, even though they probably can't even stand to even think about what happened last night, they did not have Paul George. They did not have Big Zoo because he is their shot blocker. So it was a little more of a freeway to the rim.
Well, we beat them when they had them. So what's the difference?
You have. But last night they're down 2 starters, just for the record. you're also down two key players that you haven't had for most of the year in Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent. And if you ever get those two back, and I have no idea how, what their future holds, but if you could get those two back, you got a basketball squad.
Well, you may not want to insert them in the lineup now.
Yeah, but I mean, they could really help you if you could get healthy and make a run. All right, so here's the point. When LeBron goes crazy hot like that, he is not, as you know, he's a very streaky three-point shooter, and he's more prone to be a little colder than hotter. He's not prone to have these kind of hot streaks. But he's had them against the Clippers before, because last year in a home loss, it was their home game, but they lost 133 to 115. He hit 9 threes in that game. So he likes shooting threes against this team for whatever reason, because I do think he takes this rivalry pretty seriously. Yeah. And remember, Kawhi's, remember the New Balance commercial where he had the king.
It's my house now.
Yeah, it's my house. Yeah, I got next. This is me. Yeah. In LA, he owns LA. He's exiting off the freeway. It's his town now. It was pretty audacious on Kawhi's part to step out there like that in a commercial. And by the way, speaking of that, the weird part about this game was, LeBron, he was talking about after the game about you're in the zone and then you exit the zone when the game ends. Well, he actually exited the zone with about 4 minutes left, because he did take his last 2 shots missed, and they would have just put the game out of reach. And all of a sudden I look up and the game swung completely back around, and Kawhi made 2 quick shots. James Harden made a layup, and all of a sudden I'm looking up and I'm saying, wait, the Clippers got a last-second shot to tie the game, or if they shoot a 3, to win the game. All right, so let's look at that last. I tweeted immediately, LeBron has to take Kawhi. And to his credit, what did he do? LeBron took Kawhi. Thank you very much, because he's big enough and strong enough to keep Kawhi from just claw dunking on him. Oh, these are.
No, that's the step back. That's the one that he missed.
Okay, those are the 2 misses. All right, can we go to, please? Yeah, these are the 2 missed shots. Can we go to the last shot, Kawhi's last shot? I don't know what we're doing here. Here we go. All right, so Kawhi comes off the pick and he curls. And I think Kawhi got where he wanted to go. He likes that shot. And it wasn't like LeBron suffocated him. It wasn't like LeBron bothered the shot, because I don't think LeBron bothered that shot. Kawhi just gagged it.
Well,
like it came up way short.
Kawhi likes that shot, but he doesn't like to fall back from the shot. He's falling back from it opposed to going straight up. No, he's fading back, though. He doesn't want to fade back. By LeBron being there and putting his hand up, made Kawhi fall back. He wanted to go straight up with it. He likes that spot. He likes to get to that spot, but he doesn't like to fade back.
No, he doesn't mind fading back.
No, he doesn't like that. No,
Keyshawn, that is his shot.
No, not that one.
I've seen him make
not that
1,000 of those.
That spot is his spot.
Okay,
but fading back like that, he doesn't like to.
No, he
give LeBron credit for playing defense, man, and making him fade back.
He did the best he could do. Probably a little gassed at that point, and Kawhi left it woefully short, which he does not do.
Because
he's usually pretty
back.
good. Oh, stop it!
There's no
He's
falling back.
He's as good a fall-away mid-range jump shooter as I've ever seen.
He wants to go straight up with a mid-range.
He lives on that. He lives on it. And Kawhi did wring his hands like somehow LeBron hit his hand or something. There's no foul on play. LeBron didn't get there. There's nothing. I think Kawhi was just upset with himself that he shot it so poorly, because we've seen, when he shot the shot, I thought, oh, it's going to be one of those that bounces 17 times around the rim and falls.
I actually thought he was going to hit it off the side of the glass.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't realize.
And not even get to the rim?
No, I thought he would bank it off the side of the glass.
But he was way too deep to bank it off the side of the glass.
When he started going to the right, I said, oh, he finished to kiss it off the glass. But then he wound up falling back.
All right. So what happened until the last 4 minutes left, when they lost most of the lead? It was classic James Harden-esque to me. This is where there was some Clippers collapse, even though I think LeBron, his onslaught was so devastating. They were folding. And Ty Lue said after the game, I can't remember one of my teams losing a 21-point lead in the fourth quarter. Well, you've never had James Harden at point guard. And I've told you from the start, I don't trust him. I just don't trust him. And he had 2 big turnovers with about 4 minutes and then 3.5 minutes left. If we could see his 2 turnovers.
But he wasn't the only one turning the ball over.
No, but they had 6. They had 6 in the fourth. Here's James Harden's turnovers. He just lost the ball out of bounds.
No, that was Kawhi. But LeBron closing in on him, that was Kawhi.
Yeah,
that lost that ball.
I'm not sure if they gave it to James. I don't know.
No, they gave it. Oh, you mean if they credited him with the turnover?
I think they gave it to Harden. Okay, now here's the bad one is on the out of bounds play. Let's see this, the next one. Okay, so he's trying to get the ball in bounds. James is, and he just throws it to the Lakers bench. Like it was the weirdest turnover. He's running out of time, and he finally just says, "I'll throw it to nobody. I'll throw it to the Lakers bench."
Well, whoever that was over there, though, fooled him by going. He thought he was going to stand there. He was trying to put it up over him, and then I can't even see who that is. They moved out of the way.
Yeah, but the point is,
Norman Powell moved.
I think it was Norman Powell. So, in the end, the Clippers didn't completely fold because the Lakers were up 6 with 1:12 left.
Yes.
And the Clippers still got a last-second shot. So I give them credit for that. But to me, that collapse, that losing of the 21-point lead, I think that's what you'll see when push comes to shove in big playoff series. I don't think this team is made of the right stuff.
Not my problem.
It's not your problem. It could be your advantage, actually.
Yeah, I mean, look, they were without 2 of their players, okay? In that situation, when you're missing Paul George and Z to a point, but you're missing Paul George.
You are.
You got another offensive strength that's not on the floor. When you get him back, the Clippers are a different basketball team. I think we all could agree to that. So I'm not ready to just say all of a sudden they're getting ready to be the Doc Rivers Clippers when they get into the postseason. I'm not going to say that. When they've been in the postseason under Ty Lue, they've been banged up and hurt. They've been banged up and hurt. They haven't been I guess I don't want to call them the 3 big guns that they have, but the 2 guns that they have in terms of PG and Kawhi, they haven't been together under Ty Lue in the postseason. They've been hurt.
Yeah.
So now if you can get them healthy, I still believe that they're going to be something to be reckoned with coming out of the West. I want my Lakers to be great, too. I want them to be smooth. I don't want the up and down. But the Clippers are a good basketball team. Man, I understand that you feel a certain way about James Harden. That turnover to Kawhi, he threw the ball exactly where he should have thrown it, but Kawhi took his eyes off of it because he was trying to...
I'm not sure how that went to James, but whatever.
They accredited him. Yeah, they accredited him that, but he took his... Kawhi took his eyes off of it.
I'm with you on that one.
He took his eyes off of it, getting ready to go to the cup.
But the other one was shockingly bad, even though you say his teammate moved. But
his teammate kind of moved out of the way.
He knows he's going to get called for time. Yeah. And at the last second, he just like, I'll throw it over there.
Well, he threw it over there. As soon as he threw it, Powell moved.
Oh, okay. All right. So early in this game, it looked like, once again, your Lakers play little to no defense. They'll pick their spots. LeBron's great on the chase down still, but there'll be lots of possessions where they're just deadheaded. They're just lifeless, and they don't defend the three-point line. And then AD got dunked on. Anthony Davis got dunked on by Terrence Mann. If we could see this, this is in the first quarter. It's a left-handed dunk.
But he came over late, though.
Yeah, okay, but come on, show me something. Because,
but he came over late. He's on his backside on
Terrence
the right
Mann
side.
is 6'5".
But he's on the right side hip of him, and he's dunks on the left. You can't. If he tries to block it,
get a hand up.
But if he tries to block it, he's going to foul him.
Get a hand up and foul him. Well, so would you rather foul him or get dunked on left-handed?
I'd rather just get left-handed. I need him in the game. I need him in the game. I don't need an and one.
Okay. Well,
I'm glad you're not coaching him.
Do you need a block? How about a block?
I don't want him.
You could have made him eat that. If you were into the game.
Skip, first of all, he's on his backside. He's already behind him.
He's not really.
He is.
No, he's right there.
It's a left-handed shooter. It's not. He didn't dunk with his right. He dunked with his left.
I know, but he's not left-handed.
He's on his backside, though. Skip. I don't want him fouling
I'm embarrassed for Anthony Davis on that.
No.
You like that?
I don't have a problem with the defense. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with it. I don't want him to get into foul trouble trying to block a dunk in the first quarter when you're already behind him and chasing him.
I think you're just like Darvin Ham. You let him get away with near murder, right?
So what you want him to hacking, fouling,
I want him just
and one. Why?
Okay, you're so much longer than him, and that made it 12-8. And it sent a message that you're going to let them do that to you.
It did not send a message.
Just at least get a hand on it. I'd much rather send him to the line. But the point is,
late, Skip.
All right, so They jack around. They don't do much. They get stagnant on offense. There's too much LeBron going one-on-one. And all of a sudden, he got hot. And the beauty, as you pointed out, of the fourth quarter, especially the early and middle part of the fourth quarter, is they followed him.
Yes.
They started playing on both sides of the ball. They started moving their feet on defense and moving their bodies on offense. And to your point, even when LeBron missed the last two shots, he was the one assisting on the big shots by Rui and then D'Lo. And Rui had an up and under, a reverse layup. Which
I thought he got caught underneath, but he was able to still get it.
He did.
He was able to get it up under.
Okay. So do you like Rui and D'Lo a little more than you usually do after last night? No?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. D'Lo is an up-and-down guy with us, right?
Yeah.
He can be streaky scoring. Rui doesn't get enough touches because when LeBron and AD is in the game, he's not going to get the same amount of touches that he would when they're not in the game. So when they're not on the floor, I like him more than I like him when they're on the floor.
Yeah.
He knocked down 2 big shots. There's no question about it. He didn't panic in those situations.
He has routinely knocked down big shots for you.
He has done that
He was making
recently.
big shots in the playoff game. Against Denver last year, he made a bunch of big shots.
But coming out of the third quarter, his fourth quarter, coming out of the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter, he did a pretty good job in the third. I think he picked up about 12 points in that third quarter for us. So that was key to get him going and feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
And when he rolled into the fourth quarter, he knocked down the big three. And like you just mentioned, that when he got caught underneath the basket, he didn't panic. He just came underneath on the backside of it, put a spin on it, it goes in. That's what you want to see on a consistent basis when AD is on the floor with him and LeBron, opposed to some of the other stuff that you see where they're afraid to shoot the basketball and they just give it up.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you this about LeBron James. I thought he looked sensational last night, sensationally young. He did. He looked like the youngest, what is he now, 39? He looked like the youngest year 21 NBA player I have ever seen times 10.
In the fourth quarter,
He looked spry. You know, he looked like he had a lot of juice left in his legs. He was getting up and down the floor. He would pick his spots on defense, but he was playing good defense last night in spurts. And his energy level, his body looks good. You know, it lifted everybody. I think they followed the king last night.
Whatever he found and mustered up with that fourth quarter, whatever that beginning of the fourth quarter, you talk about the last 4 minutes, missing the 2 shots, but whatever that was for that 9-minute stretch.
It was 9 minutes.
He dug deep and found it.
He did.
And that's the leadership that people try to say, oh, he's not that type of leader. Well, they follow. He doesn't need to be a Michael Jordan leader. He doesn't need to lead by that. He leads by example, and everybody else all of a sudden raise their game up. You can win championships that way. Absolutely. But the problem with the Lakers is they'll do that last night, and then who knows what the hell they'll do tonight against Washington.
Well, and that's a very good question, because remember LeBron's famous or infamous quote of a couple of weeks back. He said, we're good enough to beat any team in this league, and we can also lose to any team in this league. And now in a back-to-back, ironically, you have a team tied for the worst record in the league, Washington tied with Detroit.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose, though.
You know,
I'd be shocked if they lose.
They're 9.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I'd be shocked
yet,
if they lose.
Would you be shocked if LeBron didn't play? Do you think he'll play? I think he'll play.
I wouldn't play him.
You wouldn't play him? Boy, he looked so good last night.
I wouldn't play him.
I think he might want to go.
Because he did not play the last game. Well, I don't know the count. What's his count on not playing and playing? What's that number?
On back-to-backs? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. But he's played several. I think the last one, he did play their back-to-back and played well. Yep. And played well.
I don't think he should play, though.
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay. Well, can they win without him?
They should be able to beat Washington without him.
You would think so.
Come on now. They beat Boston without him and AD.
Okay, well, his running mate, AD's going to have to rise and shine then tonight.
They shouldn't play. They should play AD, though.
Yeah. All right.
He needs to play.
Okay, speaking of LeBron James, he is now 40 points away. You ready for this? From 40,000 points. Will this achievement make him the GOAT? Sorry.
No mercy, no mercy, no mercy.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.